This is the second part of the lecture, deforestation, in which we have to study the effects of deforestation. Environmental and economic impacts of deforestation are increased soil erosion, disruption of water cycles, reduced biodiversity, climate change, disruption of livelihoods. These are all the negative impacts on in our ecosystem of the deforestation. Short-term environmental effects are increased soil erosion. No trees anchoring the fertile soil. When there is less number of trees, when you're deforesting the area, so there will be no tree to anchor the fertile soil. Okay, so erosion is sweeping the land into rivers, or the soil will be sweeping the land or into the rivers. Then the third point is the agricultural plants replacing the forests are unable to hold onto the soil. This point has a meaning that when you are deforesting the area, the natural vegetation, so in replacement you are growing the agricultural plants. So these agricultural plants will not be having the ability to hold the soil all together, soil particles all together. That is the reason that the deforestation is having negative impact on the environment, and it is the main cause of. It is also a cause of. It is also the effect of this deforestation is soil erosion. Since 1960s, a third of world's arable land has been lost, and as fertile soil washes away, producers move on. So these are the effects of deforestation, which are related to soil erosion. Then disruption of water cycles. In this, trees play. You know that trees play a key role in local water cycle. Keep balance between the water on the land and the water in the atmosphere. It is very much important. Okay, when the deforestation is happening, loss of trees is happening, so the balance of the water on the land and in the atmosphere is being disturbed. This is the reason the water cycle processes have delayed somewhere, okay, and they have more intensity somewhere. Disrupted balance changes the precipitation river flow. Then coming to long-term environmental effects, reduced biodiversity. This is a very long-term environmental impact, which is which is nowadays considered in detail and which is a hot topic in the today's world. 80% of the species can be found in tropical rainforest. If you are clearing 1 hectare, even 1 hectare of the area, obviously you are being very negative to those species which are living there, often unable to survive in the small fragments of forested land if, left behind. So this is the main thing, that the some species are habitual of a specific type of habitat. Okay, so if you are destroying their homes, their habitats, obviously they won't be able to survive somewhere else. Accessible to hunters and poachers, and then obviously leading to the extinction of the species is the main thing, that the biodiversity loss is happening. Climate change, forest forests help to mitigate carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gas emissions. If we are destroying the forest, it means that the carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere will be increased, as less amount of carbon dioxide will be absorbed from the plants. Or you can say this is the main thing, that is there is a more work which is happening by the researchers nowadays in carbon capture. The same strategy in which we are planting the trees, and we suppose that this carbon dioxide will be captured in their plant bodies. When cut, burned, or other removed, they become carbon source. Okay, so this is the main thing. The second point is telling you that when the trees are cut, they are burned or otherwise removed, they become carbon source. Okay, they enter into the atmosphere. Tropical forests hold more than 210 gigatons of carbon. Okay, so this is the huge amount of carbon which is being absorbed, which is being present in the forest, on the tropical forest. If we are destroying the forest in the form of deforestation, then obviously this amount of carbon will be entering into our atmosphere. Deforestation represents 15% of greenhouse gas emissions. Rising temperatures change patterns of weather and increase of extreme weather events. Then coming to economical effects, disruption of livelihoods is the main effect on the people. Deforestation generally or greatly influences many lives. In Southeast Asian countries, deforestation contributed to migration and social conflicts. In Brazil, the poor people are constantly pressured to move from their villages, because the thing is that, as in the previous slides, we have seen that the Brazil is the number one topmost country which is having more amount of, which is contributing more amount of deforestation to move their villages also, and often to remote soy plantations where they have to work under inhuman conditions, destroying the sources of medicine. These forest resources are the main source of medicine right now. Many drugs have been produced, have been extracted from them. So this is the same thing over here written, that is destroying the sources of medicine, increasing food insecurity. Okay, and then flooding causes loss of many lives and homes. Then what could be the solutions? Solutions could be corporations, first of all, governments and individuals. On the level of corporation, if corporations have the ability to destroy the world's rainforest, obviously these corporations are doing the same thing, then they have the power to save them also. Okay, so they have to think positively about the environment too. Okay, besides using the resources from the forest, they have to save them for their future also, for their future, for the generation's future. Governments are able to enact ambitious domestic and international forest policies that have wide-ranging effects. Individuals is the main point over here, that is, as individuals we contribute significantly to deforestation with our lifestyle, and we have to take the responsibility to keep ourselves in check. Okay, we have to keep in the mind that what could be the possible thing for the environment. Okay, how we are contributing towards the greenhouse effect, how we are doing the deforestation. Okay, so these all things come in individuals. When corporations implement anti-deforestation policies, corporations can implement anti-deforestation policies that require suppliers and other stakeholders to operate in ways that do not harm the environment. Minimize paper wastage and encourage recycling is the main thing the corporations can do. Corporations are huge consumers of paper, and we know that the paper is being made from timber, it is made from wood. So management can work towards a paper-free office by shifting towards email and soft copy. And this is the thing which is happening in these time of Corona, where we are all online and we want to save our things, our resources also. So this could be could be taken in the future also, to save our paper, to save our resources, and also encourage their employees to recycle the things. For example, if the paper is being left over, if it is not utilized properly, so you have to use the back side of the paper for the printout. So this could be the possible way we can do something good for our environment, something good for to minimize the deforestation. Then governments reforestation activities should be enhanced. That is, cutting down of the trees must be countered by replacing old ones that were cut with young ones. Trees are being planted every year, but they still don't match the number of trees that were lost in the past time. Okay, so whenever you are cutting or logging the trees, you have to plant one. Okay, plant one when you are logging the tree. Okay, so or any plant. So cutting down of trees must be countered by replacing old ones that were cut with young ones. That's the main thing. Then support organizations that push for anti-deforestation. The government role here should be there. Government should play its role to support the organizations that push for anti-deforestation activities. Okay, there are so many organizations, there are so many NGOs which are working independently, but they should be backed up by the government, by the other agencies. If they this is not a non-governmental organization, even then the social workers are there, so they should be backed up by the government that uh, to push that the government should push these organizations for anti-deforestation activities. Okay, governments have the resources to allow anti-deforestation organizations to get their message across and increase their sphere of influence. This is a good way to indirectly solve deforestation. Then recycle. Third one, everybody, even children, can be conscious of the need to recycle. Instead of throwing paper away, we can always seek to recycle it or use it for other purposes. Okay, we have to keep it and use it into some alternative thing. So this is the best way an individual can do. Use recycled products. By purchasing recycled products, we are encouraging more and more companies to produce recycled products which deal less damage to our forest, create less waste, and this decreases the need for new raw materials. Then go paperless. An individual can do, which we are basically doing in this corona time. For ecological deforestation to end, paper consumption must be drastically reduced. Opting for paperless bills, checks, and payments significantly contributes towards mending the harmful effects of deforestation. Be conscious of our food choices. Cattle grazing is one of the primary causes of deforestation. Cattle ranching, keeping the cattle on the farm is, as we discussed earlier, that this is the main cause of deforestation right now. So we have to limit that thing, limit your consumption of fast food meat and always choose to buy locally, knowing where your food comes from helps to combat deforestation. Then individuals can use renewable energy in some places, especially developing countries, what is still used as fuel, purchase renewable energy such as solar, geothermal, and wind energy to help stop deforestation. Educate others of the need to fight deforestation. What's better than one person fighting deforestation, two people doing the same thing? Spread your knowledge and your urge to urge others to follow in your footsteps and fight deforestation. This is the end of this lecture. Inshallah, we'll be discussing the next topic in the next class. Allah Hafiz.